Hello everybody! Welcome to NPBL Season 4! We are here today for the draft recap, obviously. I'm sorry, I was confused. I mean, I'm an idiot, I apologize. But today, we drafted a kind of memey team, hoping to take it pretty far. Now, I got all 11 of my Pokemon, plus Metapod the mascot, chilling here for you to look at. But there's an issue here. Or, not an issue. I wouldn't say an issue. I would say there's a commonality between all these Pokemon. Do you know what it is? Can you guess? Oh shit, hold on. Before I continue, I'm being pretty loud, so I guess you guys can hear me. But my mic was put far away for some reason. Let me move that a bit closer, so you guys can hear just how loud I'm actually being. Okay. So, unprofessional as hell, as we do. We all know it. Now, I wasn't sure how smart you guys all were, so I gave you guys a little hint in the name of the team for what the commonality is. I don't know if you guys can see that, but yes, every single Pokemon on this team can use either U-turn or Volt Switch. This is a Volt Turn team through and through, because there was one guy in the league, his name's Lando, who had someone else in the league named Shaman, went through and took the stats of how much Volt Turn he's drafted compared to everyone else, and the difference was astronomical. So I decided to tip the balance a bit. And so I drafted a full team of Pokemon that can use Volt Turn. So, starting off, we have the runner-up of the league, apparently. In all 3 seasons, second place has always had Tornadus Therian on their team. So hopefully, I can keep that record going. We got a nice Regenerator U-turn mon, hard-hitting, really fast, it can be bulky if it needs to be. It doesn't, not great at it, but mixed offensive if I want it to be. And it's just a really good Pokemon with that Regenerator ability and U-turn. Every single week, every single one of my Pokemon will have either U-turn or Volt Switch. It's gonna happen. So, he is also, I'm gonna type this in real quick, because I'm unprofessional. He is one of my Z-move users, with that Flyinium Z. So, Tornadus Therian as one of my Z-move users, probably more likely going to use things like ACM Z to hit a Zygarde 50% or a Garchomp or something. That's really scary. But, because he does get Icy Wind, I believe, is the move. Yes, he does get Icy Wind. So, pretty awesome. Next up, my second pick. This is in the order that I picked them, not in any other kind of order like the tiers like I did before. He is a tier 1 though. Raikou, I believe, is a tier 2. I should pull up the doc on my phone real quick so I can see. Believe he's a tier 2 though. And Raikou is again incredibly fast. A nice Volt Switch mon. Potential Calm Mind setup if I need it to. Sub-Calm Mind. I might change my rule where I just use, I have Volt Switch on them every single week, because that really limits my sets. But, a nice all-around Pokemon, can run many different sets, really glad to have it. That fast electric type is something I always want, and I got one of the best ones in my opinion. Top 5 easily. So, yeah, and he is a tier 2. So next up, we have a tier 3, I believe. No, another tier 2. Wait, is it tier 2? I don't know. Tier 2, I think. According to the point system, it's tier 2 here on the dock. So, Greninja. By the way, if you guys have any nickname suggestions, let me know. Because I don't have nicknames for a lot of these Pokemon. But Greninja is a Pokemon I've never really used, and I'm really excited to use. Battle Bond and Protean are both banned, which is kind of disappointing. I really wanted Protean to be allowed because it's a great ability. I expect a Battle Bond to be banned. But even still, this thing can put in work. It's a water dark type, not bad typing. Stab Scalds, stab Water Shurikens, all those fun things. Stab Dark Pulse, stab, does it get a Night Slash? It doesn't get knockoff. Wow, I thought it did. And then, of course, the all-powerful U-turn. Spikes and Toxic Spikes are nice, although I don't get the type switching with them, but still very good. And next up, returning, we have Savage the Mega Beedrill. She's not named here, but we all know she is Savage the Mega Beedrill. The queen of U-turn, in my opinion. The pinnacle. The one that does... I'm not sure about this, but I'm pretty sure the most damaging U-turn has got to be from this bitch. This Mega Beedrill right here. With adaptability, fucking 150 attack stat, hitting like a small island with that U-turn. It's insane. And it's its best stab move, except for like X-Scissor, but who cares about X-Scissor? And yeah, it's a great Pokemon. Glad to have it back. Really didn't want to draft it. I originally wanted Mega Pinsir, then I found out Pinsir doesn't get U-turn. And then by the time I found that out, like I looked into it, Mega Scizor was already taken, so the only other bug Mega that I could get that could do U-turn was the Mega Beedrill. So, I mean, it's gonna hit like a small fucking island, so. Next up, the next Pokemon I drafted, my first tier 3 is Darmanitan. Insane Pokemon, insane Scarfer, Revenge Killer. Sheer Force ability makes it great. If I really want to go memey, I can go Zen mode. Yeah, Sheer Force Flare Blitz is insane. I believe, yeah, it gets bulk up. It could set up if I want to be that ballsy. But, yeah, a nice overall Pokemon. A lot of cool sets I can go with it, and I'm excited to use it. Next up, completing a nice little regenerator core I have, we have Mienshao, coming back from WTF, which was sadly cancelled, but yeah, between these two, Stealth Rocks are not an issue, because I keep getting my health back from them every time I bounce in and out, and I can just get chip damage. I'm really looking forward to using these guys. Also, Tornadus Therian is hazard removal. It gets defog, which is nice. Beedrill is also, but Beedrill with defog? Really? Come on now. Next up, we have the lovely... Oh, Mienshao is another tier 3, by the way. But we have the lovely tier 2 Azelf. I got 3 tier 2s this season, because I didn't need another tier 1. And I wanted all 3 of them, Greninja, Azelf, and Raikou. All were like big ticket items for me. Azelf is the most offensive of the Lake Trio, whereas Uxie is the most defensive and Mesprit is the most well-rounded. But with that nice speed stat and those nice attack stats, it can really do whatever it needs to offensively. And then it does have U-turn. It can self-destruct. It can nasty plot set up if it needs to. It can set up Stealth Rocks for me. It can taunt. It can be nice utility or just nice hard-hitting offense. Whatever I need it to be. Very much looking forward to using Azelf. It's always a terrifying thing when I see it on the other side of the field. So yeah. And returning from IBL Season 4, which I'm sadly not... Or Season 4. Season 2, which I'm sadly not going to be uploading just because it's really slow. I might... But I missed out on my week 3 and 4 battles, so I don't know. But Alolan Persian here. This is my tier 4. One of my tier 4s. My next one is also a tier 4. But Fur Coat ability allows it to be defensive. One of my only defensive Pokemon on this entire team. Like, even remotely so. And even still, it's not very good at that. Technician Boost makes it do some insane damage with things like Fake Out and Hidden Powers and Icy Winds. So yeah. all in all, just a nice Pokemon. Also, another one, my other, I should say, because I only get 2, Z-move user. Darkinium Z, only for the Z Parting Shot, which will be a nice Cleric type move, because I don't have a Cleric on this team, except for kind of Azelf. Is it even a Cleric? It doesn't get Wish. It doesn't look like it gets Heal Bell or Aromatherapy either, so it's not a Cleric. I thought it was, but whatever. Next up, we have another tier 4 being Ambipom. This guy right here, is a monkey with not even 3, but 4 hands. This guy's a monster. Technician, Skill Link, both offensive abilities. Hell, we're gonna run Pickup. That's actually by an adjacent Pokemon. That's not fun. That's only good for doubles, then. I thought that would have no competitive use, and then I started reading it, and it sounds like it does, but that's only good in doubles, I think. Adjacent, does that include on the other side of the field? I don't know. But yeah, a nice U-turn mon, a nice fake out mon. I've used it before a few times, not on YouTube, but I have used it, and it has done me quite well. I'm not gonna lie, say that it hasn't. It has Gunk Shot, hit fairy types hard, Ice Punch to ground types, knockoff, fake out. You can go fake out last resort, which I have done in the past, and it has done amazing. Seed Bomb is an option, Shadow Claw, all these nice things. Power Up Punch. It can set up with Hone Claws or Agility if you don't think you're fast enough. I believe Baton Pass. I can Baton Pass Hone Claws. I don't know. That would be interesting, though. That would be really interesting. But yeah, that is pretty much a summary of Ambipom. Not much more to talk about with him. Next up, we have what was my favorite one to actually draft. Just be like, I'm taking Probopass, the tier 5, the only defensive Pokemon on my team. And some of you may be thinking, Probopass, but this is a Volt Turn team. And yes, he does get Volt Switch. This guy is going to be my only defensive Pokemon. A member of my... I don't even have a Fantasy Core because my Dragon type got sniped. I wouldn't have had Fairy type if I didn't get sniped, though. So, I mean, it's whatever. I also don't have a Ground type on this team, so he's going to have to be taking Electric type hits and stuff. So, yeah. He can explode, though. Explosion's always nice. Always nice. That Stab Iron Head. He actually has a higher special attack, so that Stab Flash Cannon, actually. Flash Cannon, Power Gem, Volt Switch. Fun times to do some nice damage, and then it's obviously defensive, so moves like Stealth Rock, Toxic, and such. Thunder Wave, Taunt, could be nice options. But then we have the real utility mon here. Originally not planned, that's why it was the last pick. Another tier 3. Originally the spot was going to go to Flygon, then Flygon got sniped. Then I was looking and I was like, I really need a ground type still. And Landorus Incarnate was a tier 2, and I had enough points to get him. And lo and behold, like the turn before I was going to draft it, our resident meme lord, Ivan, snipes Landorus Incarnate from me. And I was just like, what am I supposed to do? There's no other ground types that get U-turn, really, in any of the tiers. So I was looking around, I didn't have a grass type, or a fairy type. And I was like, I could get Celebi, but I already have a psychic type. I need Whimsicott. Whimsicott was the option. But this is not all bad. With Prankster and Infiltrator, I can make this work. This thing is fast. Infiltrator, I'm never probably going to use. It's always going to be Prankster, being a utility mon for life. With moves like Defog, Encore, Leech Seed, Memento. I should have made this thing with my fucking Z-Move user. I didn't even know it got Memento. Oh, damn. Oh, well. It's not as good, I don't think, as like a Dugtrio, but I don't know what Z-Memento even does, so I'm kind of talking out of my ass. I just saw other people in the chat talking about it with Dugtrio. So, then it's got Tailwind, it's got Taunt, Stun Spore, potentially. I believe it also gets Sleep Powder. Down here somewhere, maybe? No? No Sleep Powder? Aw. It gets Poison Powder and Stun Spore. That's depressing. But, lastly, we have the Metapod here. That's just the mascot. He's not actually on the team. We only get 11 Pokemon, but there are 12 slots in 2 teams. So I decided to throw in the mascot, obviously. That's the end of this video. Week 1, I am facing Shaman, who I believe wrecked me last season, and he's going to try hard this season. So with this meme team, it might not end well for me. But we will find out. It will be a fun time. And I will see you guys there. I gotta edit this video and stuff. More Ruby will be out soon, I promise. So just wait on that. And I will see you guys all later. Goodbye, my friends.